run, a bank robber leads police on a deadly high-speed pursuit, and stopping him won't be easy. Then a man high on drugs takes these Oklahoma police on a wild ride through the backcountry. And later, a stolen 18-wheeler leads officers on a grueling 7-hour pursuit. This isn't make-believe, it's real life. No recreations, no second chances. Watch as police in hot pursuit track dangerous criminals as they try to get away. See the action as never before, from the eyes in the sky to the ground below. Hear the stories, not just from the cops, but from the suspects themselves. What were they thinking? Where were they going? How they thought they could get away when there was nowhere to run. Jackson, Mississippi. David Hankins and his buddy were grabbing some grub when they noticed something strange.
I was in the truck eating my sandwich, and a guy pulled up my Geo Prism and ran over a parking block in front of the bank. The guy had on a coat and gloves. It was 85 degrees outside. Todd jokingly said, "I bet he's fixing to rob that bank."
A few minutes later, they realized it was no laughing matter.
He come out with a money bag. A bank teller ran to the window and immediately dropped the curtain and put a close sign up. Right then, we knew it had been robbed.
Bank robber William Tedder jumps in his car and rockets away. The concerned citizens call 911 and follow the felon.
I'd like to report a bank robbery. The minute he pulled out of the parking lot, we were calling the police. I don't know where he's going, but I'm going after him.
It almost cost them their lives.
We followed him around the highway about less than 2 miles. He jumped out of his car and pointed a gun toward us, so we threw the truck in reverse and backed up. And from there, he changed cars, and he pulled a fake beard off, a fake wig off, his coat and gloves off, and got into a late model Chevy Impala and took off again.
Hankins reports the switch and foils the bank robber's plans for an easy escape. Deputy Keith Robbins gives credit where credit is due.
To give the most credit would have to be to the citizen back during at the very beginning that just happened to see this guy switching vehicles.
Even after facing a gun, the Good Samaritans continue to help.
And we followed him around. We passed a policeman. I waved the truck at the policeman, honked the horn, and pointed. He immediately went after the guy. Then the guy threw the money out of the truck and darted for the highway. And of course, the money was blowing all over the side of the road. We picked that up, and we took a detective into the original car.
As deputies close in on the new vehicle, Tedder tears through traffic on an all-out road rampage. When he first sees the fugitive, Deputy Roberts can't believe his eyes.
You know, from there, it was just a free-for-all. He would either try to, hit cars head-on, hit innocent motorists. He hit Sergeant Henderson and Deputy Phillips, knocking them to the center of the road on the interstate. Then, when we attempted to stop the pursuit, that's when he collided with us. It's the first reaction, here we go. Pull the seatbelt a little bit tighter and hang on.
Sergeant Michael Henderson is the high-speed hoodlum's next target.
We were able to get up beside him, my partner and I, and as soon as we got beside him, he pointed a gun at us and immediately rammed our vehicle, knocked us into the median.
Officers prepare for the worst. They know that this would-be cop killer has nothing to lose.
It was the point of no return for him because he knew then he was going to jail, for other charges other than bank robbery. Because here, assault on a police officer is a pretty serious crime.
Tedder takes the chase to the interstate, where he pegs out the impeller at triple-digit speeds.
We were over 100 miles an hour most of the time on the interstate in heavy traffic. It's a wonder he didn't kill somebody.
The fugitive loses control on the shoulder, almost slamming into innocent civilians. Then, like a cornered rat, he weaves through traffic.
Has crossed over, going southbound in northbound lane.
But officers are right on his tail.
He had no fear for himself and no remorse for anything he did. He didn't care who he hit or who got in his way. He was pretty crazy.
The deranged driver races back toward town. He'll never get there. a deputy decides to slow Tedder's roll.
Patrol units was able to get a spike strip out, which hit his left front tire.
But Tedder charges on. With the tyre starting to smoke, officers make their move.
There wasn't no way he was going to get away.
Sergeant Henderson closes the gap and gives the robber a dose of his own medicine.
And at that point, we knew we either had to force him off the road or he was fixing to hit one of the 3 cars or the motorcycle.
The sheriff shoves the gunman off the highway. Tedder loses a tyre in the ditch, but it barely slows him down. It's only when the suspect smashes through a fence that the damaged car finally dies. Knowing the gig is up, Tedder tries to ditch his weapon, but the all-seeing eye in the sky captures it on video. The fugitive places his hands out the window and waits for the inevitable.
At one point, he was willing to give his life to get away, but once we ran him, forced him off the road, I think he had a change of heart.
The dangerous chase is finally over. Officers grapple the fugitive down to the ground. Thankfully, this career criminal is officially retired.
I think justice was served. He's behind bars for a while.
William Tedder receives a 120-year sentence for the bank robbery and 4 counts of aggravated assault on an officer. Police find the felon's gun, which adds another 10 years to the sentence.
He could have easily killed me or my partner or anybody else, and he didn't care about that, so I think he got exactly what he deserved. Now, I've got a wife and a son to go home to, and he didn't care about that.
This pursuit was one of the most dangerous pursuits I'd ever been involved in, due to the fact you're dealing with lunchtime traffic on the interstate, on city streets. You were dealing with a man that had no regard for human safety or human life. He was armed with a handgun.
An armed robber led police on a perilous high-speed pursuit. But because of the bravery of a pair of good Samaritans, from now on, this 2-time loser will be spinning his wheels in jail.
We're always angry about crimes like this in our town, and what is it for a citizen to get on the phone and just tell the police where someone is and give them time to get there? We're thinking of our families, our kids, you know. We didn't want him to get away.
Bethany, Oklahoma. The sleepy streets of this peaceful community are about to receive a wake-up call. Officers spot Trevino and his friends smoking meth in a stolen SUV.
I was smoking weed and crystal meth. They passed me by, they made a U-turn, they came right behind me, and I knew something was wrong then.
High as a kite, Trevino sweats it out while police run his plates.
So then and there I had a decision to make what I was going to do, because I knew the vehicle was stolen, and I was on probation from another state.
With cops on his tail, the driver's drug-addled mind can think of only one thing. Coming up, we'll go inside this prison and hear why this man thought he could outrun the police.
Every time I came to a dead end, I'd bust through another barbed wire fence. It just kept going. It wasn't going to stop for nothing.
And later, police lay down spike strip after spike strip, but this semi keeps on rolling when Nowhere to Run continues. Coming up, we'll hear why this man thought he could outrun the police. And later, police lay down spike strip after spike strip, but the driver just keeps on trucking.
I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I knew that if I got arrested, I would not get to see her for a long time. And these are like the most important years of her life, so all I was thinking in my head was to get away from these cops no matter what.
Trevino rockets away like a bat out of hell.
I was going at roughly speeds of probably about 98 to 100 miles an hour.
At these speeds, the tweaked-out Trevino is clearly a loaded weapon. Incredibly, he eludes his pursuers.
It comes on me. There's no police around me. I'm just in with a chopper, and I'm thinking I got away. I mean, I literally stopped at a store, got a pack of cigarettes,
But the cranked-up road rager doesn't know that the helicopter news reporter Mason Dunn has him in his sights. The suspect looks up and his heart sinks.
When I saw the chopper, my feelings were really sad, angry, upset. I was really confused. I knew that my life was going to be changed completely.
Now with the copter involved, the net closes in. Trevino sees the writing on the wall.
I knew it was over right then and there, but I mean, I don't know why I didn't stop. I saw the dead end and I just I wasn't gonna stop, so then I started going through fences. After every time I came to a dead end, I'd bust through another barbed wire fence and just kept going. Wasn't gonna stop for nothing. I didn't plan on it, I just didn't want to give up.
With the street blocked up ahead, the waste case takes the chase off-road.
Police, they're up at the end of this road.
And I'm like, I saw a four-wheel trail and I just followed it and kept going on it. In reality, I really didn't know where I was going. I didn't know the area, so I was just driving, just trying to get as far away as I could from him.
The fugitive tries everything to ditch the helicopter.
This guy's doing everything he can to get away.
I was in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, I didn't know where I was at. And then I'm just thinking in my mind if I could just create some type of dust cloud or getting lost in the bushes.
But it takes more than a little dust to lose the eye in the sky.
Once the helicopter gets there, you're going to get caught.
Still, the desperado refuses to let anything get in his way.
He's not stopping.
I wasn't gonna stop, so then I started going through fences. After every time I came to a dead end, I'd bust through another barbed wire fence and just kept going. Wasn't gonna stop for nothing, and I didn't plan on it. I just didn't want to give up.
Suddenly, the fertilizer hits the fan.
And whoa, just a near miss right there.
I was roughly going about maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. And once I hit air, that alone scared me. But then when I actually realized what was in front of me, it even scared me even more. I saw 20 cattle, just right there. And even though it might have seemed a little farther away, for me, it felt like the cow was right in front of him, like I was fixing to hit all these cows.
Luckily, he steers around the bovine blockade and rips through the pasture. Up ahead, Trevino sees the highway, but an off-duty officer in a 4x4 sees him first.
Yeah, I see a police car now. He needs to turn left at the next dirt road, and we can lead him to where this car is.
This party is about to be broken up.
I knew basically it was over. The vehicle was starting to go slower because of all the stuff that was underneath it. Everything was more or less coming more to reality. I wasn't as high anymore. I don't know if all the adrenaline and what have you, but I knew, everything was coming to an end.
Trevino tries to evade the police, but the cop plows into him with a pit maneuver. Even with his car out of commission, Trevino still refuses to give up. The cop comes out prepared to use lethal force.
The officer came with a .45, pointing the gun in my face. At that point, I still wouldn't want to give up. I'm still putting the car in reverse drive. He's got me pinned in. I'm still trying to move, get out, get away.
The officer tries to smash the window with the butt of his pistol. Only when backup arrives does Trevino surrender.
He just swung the shotgun, busted the window, and that right there is when I really kind of freaked out and said, oh, whoa, did he shoot the window or what just happened? That's when I really realized, okay, enough's enough. These guys ain't playing around anymore.
If this guy doesn't give up, they may have to use deadly force.
The chase is finally over. Luckily, no one was injured during the felon's drug-fueled frenzy.
The end result is that this chase is over and nobody got seriously hurt. To me, that's a win-win situation.
Rudolfo Trevino receives 10 years for aggressive eluding and possession of a stolen vehicle.
Do I deserve what I got? Yeah, I think I do. I think I deserve the 10 years that I got. It's hard for me to say that, but like I said, if I think of all the things that I did during the chase, I believe that, you know, I did endanger a lot of lives, you know. There were people, I mean, this was rush hour traffic. I mean, there are 2-year-old infants and on and on. I think I did deserve what I got.
Though Trevino misses his daughter, being incarcerated has helped him to turn his life around.
I'm clean and I'm sober, and I'm missing a part of my daughter's life right now. I ride her all the time. I wish I would have, you know, pulled over and done the right thing, but drugs, you know, you don't think clearly, you're bad choices.
A tweaked-out car thief took cops on a wild goose chase. But with the help of the eye in the sky, this ex-addict will be locked up from now until the cows come home.
Oh yeah, I definitely regret it. I definitely regret not pulling over here. And I made a bad choice. And from being high and being confused, you know, I made that wrong decision, and I'm paying for it now.
Brevard County, Florida. A big rig burglar snatches a semi in Miami. Officers catch up to the culprit on the interstate, but stopping the 30-ton truck proves to be a different story. Freelance videographer Paul Davis captures the pursuit.
This one involving a tractor-trailer happened to be a low-speed pursuit. The only problem was it's the longest distance pursuit that I know of so far. Thank God I was getting decent mileage. Otherwise, I would have stopped. I probably would have lost the chase.
Expecting the worst-case scenario, cops clear the freeway.
Do we know what he's hauling? Is it anything dangerous? No idea.
They had units pushing traffic out of the way because they didn't know if this guy was a terrorist or not. They didn't know if he had explosives.
Deputy David Outman flies in for a bird's-eye view of the suspect.
We come on scene, we're able to relay to the officers what's going on. It allows them to back off a little bit, and it just makes everything overall safer for everyone involved. Once we're there, they're not going to get away.
The sheriff's helicopter uses a thermal camera.
Well, with the infrared camera being there, I'm able to see really well with that, see what tires are going flat, sparks flying out, indicating a tire's going flat. Able to see if maybe the driver throws something out, maybe sticks his arm out with, you know, a weapon. Anything that puts off heat, we're able to see with that camera.
Now, with the help of the eye in the sky, officers try to bring this chase to a halt. Deputies deploy stop sticks.
Oh, the stinger's right there. He's going right over him. All right, he got him.
The driver just keeps on trucking.
All right, he's got the stinger, and I guess he's dragging it with him now, just so you know.
Deputies attempted to stop stick it and were successful in hitting it, but it took the front tires out. And being that a truck's got very large drive tires in the back, the truck pretty much kept pushing on.
The trailer loses a tire, but there are 17 more where that came from.
I just lost part of the wheel there or something.
Deputies hit him again.
I'm just north of 192. I'm going to lay my sticks out now. You see any traffic in front of them?
The hulking truck rumbles towards another sticky situation.
Oh, here he comes on the stick. Come up here. Oh, big sparks. Well, something, I think he's on fire now. Sticks are working. He's starting to go.
Well, when you see all those sparks, that's actually the tires giving away. And the sparks and stuff that you're seeing are the chunks of rubber and the heat and everything escaping from the tire. But with the 18-wheeler truck, pretty big tires, you get a pretty big light show.
Officers line up another set of stingers. The driver just drags them away.
And he just took another sticks with him. Rear, he's throwing out a lot of fire. I don't see any flames, but there's a lot of hot metal coming off.
Debris from the semi slams into pursuing patrol cars. Up ahead, deputies spike the monster one more time. But the damaged front end of the semi snags the stop sticks, keeping them from hitting the drive wheels.
I don't think they've got the drive tires yet, have they?
You look at the sheer size of the truck, the momentum, the weight behind it. being that the front tires were now gone, but he still had wheels and they were hanging up in stop sticks. Without getting those drive wheels out, the majority of them, with the drive wheel still intact, he still had traction, which was able to push on through.
To get the drive tyres, deputies have to throw the stingers at exactly the right moment.
Man, the best thing you can do is try to pull him late and try to get his back tires, because the front tires are just catching them and plowing them all the way.
Yeah, I'm throwing them. I don't have mine laid out.
They got him. Oh, they got the drive wheels. That's the back one.
Good shot, guys. Looks like you got those drive wheels.
That was a good shot.
I'm seeing a lot of smoke now coming off the back. So,
Even with nowhere to run, the suspect refuses to pull over. With the suspect on the ropes, officers go for the knockout punch.
Oh, they got him. All right, they got him. He took my stop sticks.
yeah, we'll add that to the group of them here. That's 10-4.
Finally, the stop sticks finish the job on the crippled Colossus. Sergeant Jeffrey Wright was on the scene.
The truck gave out. He was actually trying to proceed forward, even though the truck was locked up. The back tandems, all the tires were flat. He was just dragging the back of the trailer.
The suspect is arrested. His next road trip is to the county lockup.
When I finally caught up, first thing I saw was a suspect in the back of a police car, and he just looked like he was totally exhausted.
After a 7-hour chase through 9 counties, this highway hoodlum reaches the end of the road.